Hello everyone and welcome back to Football Manager 2024 and a video today where we're taking a look at the best Wonderkids in the game this year. Now the full version of the game is out and I have got the FM in-game editor available, which means that this time we don't just have to look at the value of the players like we did in our last Wonderkid video. We can actually see the in-game stats that the game has given the players and which ones have the highest potential ability and current ability in the game. So the plan for today is we're currently on the 3rd of July 2023 in game, which means we'll have a look at the highest potential ability players in the game, and then we're going to go forward probably about 7 years into the future. So if they're 18, they'll be 25. If they're 23, they'll be 30. And then we'll look at who's got the highest current ability and how close they are to fulfilling their potential ability. So we're right at the start of the game at this point, and what I've done is found the 504 players in the game that have a minimum potential ability of 150 and then everything above that. So 150 is generally the ability level where a Premier League team will happily come in and pay sort of £50 million plus for a player. So if you can get any of these players cheaply, you are going to make 10, 20, 30 million pounds profit on them. So that's the kind of cut-off point here. A under 23, over 150 potential ability. Now, obviously, potential ability doesn't mean these players will definitely get to that point. You will have to play them. They need regular football. And the other important thing with a Wonderkid is they need at least a sort of 12, 13 work rate and determination. Otherwise, they won't double down and really make the most of the potential they've got. So if you're seeing like a 5 somewhere in work rate or determination, then you know you're going to have a problem. But that's not much of an issue at the ones we're looking at now. They're all sort of, 16, 13. Gula is going to be a really good player. So you can see here there are 500 different players here, and I'm going to include a link to a Steam Workshop item where you can actually save or download this shortlist in your own game right now. To do that, you just click the little cog here, you go load shortlist, and it will come up on screen like this one here. First off, you will need to download it to your Steam account, but link will be down in the description for you to do that if you would like to do so. So, looking at the players with the highest potential ability in the game, you can see right at the top is Vitor Roque, who currently plays for Atletico Paranaense. He signed for them for 3.8 million and has got an excellent goal scoring record already. Looks like a really good footballer, only 18 years old, already got 1 cap for Brazil as well. Then you have Muakoko. You can see there's a bit of a price difference between these two players. Kayode is very good, a little right back for Fiorentina, signed for just £26,000 by them, so could probably be picked up reasonably cheap. You've got Nwaneri for Arsenal in there. Gula, Emery, Gavardio. One of those players is 21, but probably priced out of most people's budgets. Ekaveri, I signed in my Newcastle save for about 10 million. So there's plenty of players here above 175 potential ability that you could pick up. So Esteval for Palmeiras, only 600k to 1.8 million, but a 175 potential ability. But look, work rate 8, determination 8, he may not fulfill that potential. You would have to kick and push him to make him fulfill that potential, which might be why his value is so low. Loran, another Brazilian there, and I do have the Brazilian leagues loaded in this video, so not necessarily all of these will be available to you if you don't load the Brazilian league. £1 to £3 million for Lamine Yamal from Barcelona. Feels very cheap to me. Gluck for Salzburg's been a Wonderkid for a little while, but all these players are above 170, which means they're all going to be absolutely world class if they can fulfill that potential. So those are the best players in the world. If we have a look at the cheapest ones that you can sign here, Alex Perez for Real Betis for just 30 to 95k. Mario Peregrina for Cordoba B has a 153. So these are not the highest end, but you've got the 166 here over Iran Kunda, who plays for Adelaide United. 103 valuation, up to 1.3 million pounds. Work rate and determination a little low, but probably worth a punt at that price point. Zelazovsky for Nice as well. Nice seem to have quite a few decent young players around. You've got this guy, Rocco Robert Shine for Dordrecht. Don't even know what team that is. What league is that? It's Estonia. But he's very, very cheap as well. So there's a lot of very cheap players that you can pick here. There's even the 173 Lamine Yamal in there, the 175 Esteval, and a few 160s in there as well, which are worth having a look at if you're in a Premier League team. But the 150s, like when I've managed Celtic in the past and teams like that, you're able to sign 150, 160 potential ability players if you get in there early enough. And look, these players are all under £5 million to sign, so you could stack your team with these players if you are like a Dutch team, a Belgian team, or just a championship team. You could fill your team with these players, and they're all at teams that you could actually raid as well. Universidad de Chile, Monza, Rosenborg in there. Everybody knows about Naipan already, but definitely worth having a look at. You've even got an Andorran player in here. He plays for Andorra, so worth having a look. But like I said, you can download this in the description if you want to have a look at these. And what I'm going to do now is go forward 7 years into the future to the year 2030, load up this shortlist again with all 504 players and see which ones have actually fulfilled their current ability to match their potential ability. Well, we are now 7 years into the future, and we can see that there are now 503 players in the game. So one of them has somehow dropped out of the game, must have been forced into early retirement, probably through injury, which is a rare phenomenon in the game, but it does actually happen. Because the potential ability of these players won't change, they're in the exact same order that they were at the start of the game. So you can see that we have got Vitor Roque still at the top here, and he has absolutely fulfilled his potential, now worth 182 current ability. And look at how those stats have absolutely blown up. And he signed for Liverpool, well, he signed for Barcelona, then went to Liverpool, and has really come on since playing for Liverpool in the last couple of years. Moukoko, now at Lille. It's a strange move for him. Left Dortmund for just 18.25 million to go to Lille, so worth keeping an eye on him as well, because he's 147. He has not fulfilled his potential because Dortmund were not playing him regularly enough, and he may now never fulfill that potential. You have to wait and see if he ever does. So that he is an example where even with the right work rate and determination, if you don't play a player, he's not going to develop, and that's where loans can be quite important. Kayode there for Man United, he was the right back that we picked out that has done very well. Cavadio, obviously, world-class player. I mean, even Arda Güler here could be signed for 16 to 50 million right now, but he again has not fulfilled his potential, probably because he isn't playing enough. Real Madrid, he's gone to a big team, not been playing every week, and has therefore never fulfilled his potential. Zaire Emery, another one that quite often happens to. Konate seems to have done pretty well, carrying Konate for Newcastle. He joined them for 32.5 million, but actually did play football and has come along as a decent striking option. Other players down here, I mean, look, 119 out of 177 for Echeverri. He never fulfilled his potential. And he's still playing in Brazil. Went from Argentina to Brazil. But he has been now playing, and he seems like he might actually be doing a decent job for them. But he's another player that hasn't developed. Pafundi has done very well. Now at Dortmund, Romeo Lavia has done well. Jeremy Pino, of course, has done well now at Manchester City, £69 million move from Villarreal, playing regularly and playing extremely well. Loran, one of those Brazilians we looked at, has never left Brazil and has therefore never really developed. Valentin Barco looks pretty good. He did go to Napoli for 8 million and played regularly. I think a lot of this is which team did they end up going to. You can see Trekri there. Lamine Yamal really fulfilled his potential, stayed at Barcelona. Gluck has fulfilled his potential now at Spurs. Going from Salzburg to Spurs, but waited a few years and is now playing every single week. Evan Ferguson has. Ben Doak has not, now at Celtic, but a decent player for Celtic. They paid 39 million, but where's Celtic got 39 million pounds from? Nico Williams, pretty decent. Akamak in there as well. Diomande now at Liverpool and very good in central defence. Lancashire not doing too well currently at Bolton. He obviously hasn't quite fulfilled his potential. Fatty's managed to get there at 170. So there's plenty of potential players in here that have really come along. And the thing is that the valuations are going to be all over the place. If we look at the most valuable player, it's not necessarily going to be those with the highest potential. So you can see at the top is Barco. It's all those players that have genuinely met their potential. Ramos in there. You've even got 155, and this is how valuable the 150 rated players can become. Another one down here, Palestri now at 154. So there's plenty of decent players in here that would not have cost the huge amounts of money that we were seeing. For example, Gvardiol, who was starting out at Manchester City. So you can pick up some of these cheaper players and turn them into absolute valuation monsters. So even if you're not planning to play these players week in, week out, you will be able to sell them for a huge profit if you play them regularly. An old Football Manager favourite there with Esposito. He's been excellent in my saves in the past, and he ends up being worth a huge amount of money too. So definitely worth just signing some of these cheaper players and then seeing if you can get them out on loan, playing regularly, and then sell them for profit. But like I said, do have a look at the link in the description if you'd like to download this shortlist of 500 players and see who you can afford, who might want to join your team. Make sure to subscribe to the channel if you're new, and drop a like down below if you found this helpful. But until next time, see ya.